it's Mark and Cindy on the radio, 10 to 11 a.m. Well, it's Mark and Cindy, they've got a morning show. Every day I listen in. We're gonna talk about what's going on in town. You never know who's gonna come around on the Mark and Cindy show. Well, it's Mark and Cindy on the radio, 10 to 11 a.m.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Cindy.
And you're listening to the Mark and Cindy show, and I guess we better say hello to Richard.
Yeah.
Hello, Richard. How are you?
Hey, guy.
Hello.
Hey, Paso.
Yeah.
Hey, Cindy, today, before you get started on stuff and announcing things, today is the day after the anniversary of Texas independence, 1836. So that's 64 plus 14 is 88. 78 years. 178 years ago.
Oh, I was going to say.
I was so
wait a minute.
close, and I'm
I
not
was
sure
just a
about
baby.
that, so do the math for me. But yes, this whole March thing is Texas Independence Day here on...
Yeah, well, because it coincides with Jim Walker that was on here
It
with us
does.
on Thursday, and he educated us about Goliad and Gonzalez.
I
and
ran into
Alamo.
him over the weekend. Did not hurt him, but and he said, yes, I've got so much to say. Yeah, so I said, yeah, you're coming back at some juncture. The Alamo, March 6th, so that'll be later this week. That'll be 3 days from now, which should be Friday. Anyway,
What about the Alamo?
it fell on March 6th.
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
March 6th. That's right. It fell on that time.
It fell. Yeah.
But it was a hard-fought fight.
Oh, it was terrible.
And
Yes.
now, today, we're back talking about Russia.
Oh my gosh, it's Monday. We must
It's
be
Monday.
talking about Russia.
Are they distributing all those second toilets in the rooms now?
Oh man!
You know-
Speaking of which, I've got toilet trouble, but
It seems like everybody should rise up and make sure Russia doesn't do what it's planning to do because of just the toiletry that they may bring into our country if we don't stop this immediately.
they've got a toilet virus that they can dysfunction our toilets.
It
Yes,
multiplies.
Yeah.
So they're trying to, as we speak in their legislature, they're trying to redo that treaty that they had signed that they wouldn't go into Ukraine or doing that kind of stuff, and now they're trying to make it where if people ask us, we're going to go over there. If we're begged to come take over, we're going to go take over.
Yeah.
And Obama called him and talked to him for 90 minutes this weekend, and I think most of that was probably at the end when Obama was saying, "No, you hang up," and he said, "Yeah, you hang up. No, you
That's
hang up." I think
probably
that's probably what
so.
happened at the end
Yeah.
there.
You know, if Russia does not invade,
Yes.
Ukraine's going to have a civil war anyway because that Crimea wants Russia to live there, and they are going to be rioting until something happens.
Does
but
it
that's
ever stop? It never. It just never stops. It just
There's
goes
a song,
on and
never
on.
stop, I never stop.
But so many
If you
things
saw
went
me
on.
up, boom, boom, star me up. I'm sorry.
Oh dear! Don't get him started on things like that. You even made Richard's getting ready to leave.
He's outta here.
You know, he's
He's
locking the door,
gone.
afraid that people may come in
Yes.
and invade us.
Well,
if we
Cindy,
don't
they'll
get
see
right.
our banner.
Mary on my right, and Jeannie is the girl that I'm dating tonight. And when she
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mark and Cindy Show. And we were talking about the Academy Awards. I don't know if we're through with that or not. I think I am. Cindy, you got more to say about that?
Well, I don't think. I mean, the clothes are the big thing that everybody talks about,
Yes,
and
of course.
you know, I'm no slave to fashion, as you can probably
I've
imagine.
never
and
guessed it.
so when I watch that, I just go like, weirder.
You know something,
Boring.
Cindy? Since we started the show, I've noticed more and more women walking outside with pajama bottoms on.
See?
It is.
And you thought I was being so
have, You
rude.
have started the fashion.
That's right. Yes,
and
yes,
that
me.
is, you're very important in that.
No,
area.
it's lazy college kids that started that fashion.
oh,
I
that's
love
right.
them for it. I gotta
Yes,
tell you, I
bless
love
her
them for
heart.
it. No,
Flannel.
One of my favorite stories about the fashion of the Oscars is the guys who created South Park. You ever heard that show? They did like the Book
Yeah.
of Mormon.
Yeah.
And they were nominated for Best Original Song because they wrote a song for their South Park movie called Blame Canada.
yes, I
And
remember that
the
song.
guy who wrote it was nominated and was one of the two creators. So he invites his friend, the other co-creator of South Park, to come. And what they do is they're really anti-Hollywood.
Right.
So they dress up like J-Lo, and the other one, like, you know when J-Lo
Yes,
wore
with
that
that
green,
real- yeah.
the green V, he wore that one, and then the other guy wore like a pink dress. And you know what they did? They took drugs before they went. And then, so their game, yeah, can you believe that? And Yeah, dude,
It's genius.
drugs
I
all
don't
the
know.
time.
the way they said is like looking back, we were idiots. But what was really great is everyone wanted to talk about the dresses. And so our rule was when they ask us about the dresses, you just say, "Oh, it's so magical today. This is a magical evening." And they had like footage. They brought stock footage of people interviewing them. That's all they said the entire time. It's so magical. It's such a blessing to be here and all this kind of stuff. They're wearing these horrible dresses.
And we're just happy we were nominated.
Yeah,
We don't care if we won or
it was
not.
pretty funny.
I love that. How every time when they're on the red carpet, they'll say, "You know what? The fact that I'm among those people, that's all the award I need. I don't need to win that thing." And that's the biggest lie. Why
I don't
do
think they were
say
even
that?
invited back after that.
I can't imagine
I've
why. I
got-
can't imagine
Before
why.
we leave South Park, I have hated myself so many times for laughing at that show. It can be crude as all get out, and I'll be there with tears in my eyes, and Kay will come in and say, "Oh my word, what? Oh no!" And it's just they do such horrible things that it's.
I wouldn't mind hanging out with those guys
You-
because
no.
they're pretty funny. I mean,
They
funny.
do some, but it goes back and draws out the kid in you.
It does.
And you
That's
just
exactly
have to laugh at it
the
because
stuff you would never say, but you think.
Yeah, that's
You know,
right.
that's
right.
a
well,
weird
that's
thing.
they're such interesting dudes when they sit there and talk about. They're like, think about a show that you can be crude, but it's through the eyes of a fourth grader.
Right. You can get
That's,
away
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that's
yeah,
really
yeah.
what it's about. It's like it's about the kids and the way they see us.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so funny because it's one of those honest, true. You know, the kids always say the funniest things because it's always so true, but they don't. No one really wants to listen to it.
Well, if they hadn't, but they will cross the line because they want to shock everybody and they want to,
Right.
annoy everybody. And when they get into the religious stuff, they did some stuff that was just like, that's unforgivable. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If I were God, I'd strike you down right now, but I'm not. But they did have some stuff that was just, they probably started a lot of things that were on, that went on. They did open the door for a lot of things, but we should have shut the door on some of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was going to talk about Nonstop.
The movie with the.
Yeah. Now Sam went, and Sam doesn't like anything, and so when we went to told him it was he said, "This is an airplane show. I've seen so many airplane shows. Why would I think this is going to be a good airplane show? It's going to be the same thing." And he went through all the what it's going to be before it even came on the air, came on the screen. So I was asking Richard and Mark, how many airplane shows can you remember seeing? And it dates back. See, I thought Dean Martin on the movie Airplane was the first one. And I think there were some 40 shows and 30 shows where things went on in airplanes. But I mean, like things that we remember being an airplane movie. So I can remember Dean Martin, those 2, 3, and then the making fun of the airplane movies had a series. And then there was a couple of them that Ray, who's the Ray guy that plays the bad guys, Goodfellas? Has a weird smile, real bad complexion.
Oh, you mean the
I
guy
could
that
just
died?
see him.
Oh, Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta, yeah.
Liotta,
Yeah.
Yes.
He did a movie where he was a bad guy on that, and it was an airplane. All happened in an airplane. That was good. And then Jodie Foster's. I like Jodie Foster's movie that she did that was on an airplane. But this one, I loved it because you'll never guess who did it. You'll never. I mean, I can guess. I think better than anybody can on guessing things. And Mark and I knew who you thought it was, and the whole movie is trying to make you think it's different people. So you have all those people. It's like watching a Charlie Chan movie, and all the ones that look so suspicious. And when somebody leaves the room, they look, and you think like, that's got to be the
The
guy.
Orient Express type thing.
Yes. But it was really good, and I won't tell you who did it. But
Okay,
it was
would you tell me this one
good.
thing?
Yeah,
Was it Liam Neeson?
I'm not going to tell you anything. Nothing.
I don't
It
want to
was
watch
his twin
it.
brother.
Oh, okay.
No, you want to see it. You want to see it because
It's the little boy that goes into the cockpit and sits in the pilot's lap. I'll bet
That's
you
him?
anything. I don't know.
I'm not going to
no,
tell
I
you.
don't know.
No.
Okay,
That didn't even happen.
but you're thinking I want to
But-
watch it, right? Or
Oh yeah, it's good. And so Sam said, after it was over, he goes, "That was better than average," and that was huge. I mean, they could base the whole Academy Award on that, or he's Oscar on that because he said that. But I think you'll like it, and I don't know. I think Kay would like it.
Okay.
I think she would like
Let
it.
me ask our listeners there to phone in 936-647-3776 if, in fact, you do not like movies or a TV series or whatever where the main one is considered the bad guy. I don't like that. Like they think he's
Yeah.
doing it, and I don't like monster shows where nobody believes the guy. Oh, he's crazy, that there's a monster out there. I don't like the bad guy to be accused of stuff. He needs to fight for justice.
You need to have somebody sitting next to you continually saying, "It's only a movie."
Exactly. That's
Mark, it's only
Mark,
a movie.
calm down.
There's
Calm
people
down.
out there with the lights on, and there are people out there
Yeah.
that are waiting to do the makeup. Okay, so, but I think you'll like it. Now, you saw RoboCop.
I did.
You liked it?
No. I love the actor, and it had decent action, but it had holes in it like everything. And like I said during our review that they actually paid us on, and I made that up, folks. Nobody's ever paid me to give a review. Was that I rate a movie by, do I have any thoughts when I leave? And I had none. I mean, I have to dig to.
It wasn't a
remember what the
remake.
plot
Was it a continuation of the RoboCop?
No, it was a
No,
remake.
it was it's like Batman or Spider-Man. How many times do they have to start it over again? Okay, I got
Oh,
it.
I thought it was they
No.
dug up the old one or something.
Alex Murphy. Is his name Alex Murphy in the movie? Right.
It was.
Okay. That's how you know it's
Murphy,
a remake.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
I watched the
yeah.
original.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
This
original was
weekend.
like, fine, why would you mess with that?
One of the funniest things is I was like, I wonder if police officers could say this because one of his famous lines is like, "Dead or alive, you're coming with me." And I go, imagine that's what the police would say at the knock at the door. Instead of saying, "Hey, open up, this is police," it's like, "Hey, dead or alive, you're coming with me." I'm like, okay, I'm coming out.
You know what? I bet the policeman that the woman urinated on this morning when he was trying to drag them out of their house probably wanted to say that to her.
Okay, that I did not read.
You haven't heard.
A woman
You will.
urinated.
Yeah, on the policeman. She admitted that she did it. She was mad. She had a shotgun. She was going to try and shoot him. They got the gun away from her, but when they did that, she decided she'd use another form of, I guess, an instrument that would be just as harmful or embarrassing or hurtful for the
Okay, I
policeman.
don't understand the logistics of it, but nor do I need to know.
I know, but it
I
tries to make you try and make that picture in your head, don't
Yeah,
you?
Did
I
that
do.
happen in
terrible.
That
RoboCop?
doesn't make sense.
Huh?
Does that happen in RoboCop?
No,
Unless
it happened
she's-
this morning.
Unless she's sitting on his shoulders, I don't understand it, but I don't want to know
You
anything
gotta
else
tell me,
about
Mark. Did like the iconic RoboCop scenes happen in this one? Like the one when the lady gets a knife to her throat and he shoots between the legs.
it. No, that did not, but that was a good scene.
Oh.
He does something. I mean, he shoots a guy that you wouldn't have thought he could have possibly done, but no. And one thing I will tell you is, in the other RoboCop, there was actually body parts left of the cop, and that's how they made him. This guy, I mean, when you're talking, he was robot, legs, arms, stomach.
Now, don't give a lot away.
Oh, gosh.
Was
you would
baby
not-
food used?
It had to be.
Oh, that's right.
There's
wasn't
no
it?
I
way
like-
he could
I like
eat.
that scene
There's
when
no
he-
way he could possibly eat in this with what his
Yeah, how would
body
you like to
was.
be like that? And you have to eat the baby food, but your memory, your mind still remembers steak and potatoes. What
steak
about
and
that? What would
potatoes.
happen there?
I think we're having soup for supper. Isn't
Okay.
it cold out there, Cindy? Soup would be good. That's
It'd
another
be
squirrel
hot
moment.
soup.
We'll
Hot
get
soup and cornbread would be good today.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to make that, Mark. Why'd you say
I don't.
that?
Kay's making tortilla soup. I like tortilla soup.
Speaking of eating,
Yeah.
I took the kids to the Yellow House to eat today, this weekend.
We were
to
talking
eat hamburgers. We were talking about eating.
Okay, we were talking about urinating on a
RoboCop-
cop, and then you say the Yellow House. I
No,
don't know what
no.
it
Instead
is.
of the RoboCop, if he had the memory
Exactly.
of eating steak, and so
Ooh,
anyway, we're going to transition
Yellow
to
House.
the Yellow House, the hamburger. So I took them there, and they have all those old signs up on the
yeah.
the wall. One of them said, "Pay toilet 10 cents," to open the door, and so Samuel said, "What is that? What does that mean, pay toilet?" And I went, "Well, a long time ago when I was little, you'd have to pay to go to the bathroom." And Cindy went and her little friend together at the same time. That is unfair. How can they make you pay to go to the bathroom? That is totally unfair. Cindy said, "Well, I just do it in my pants. That's what I would do. I just do it in my pants." And Samuel
That would show 'em.
Samuel and his friend, who are boys, saying, "That's what's good about being a boy. We wouldn't have to pay. We can go anywhere we want to, and it's okay." So I tried
children.
to explain to them that, well, you go in and the stalls, you couldn't open the door unless you pay. And they went, "Why didn't you just crawl under?" Well, probably people did that. And I just started thinking about how that was. And no, we didn't question it. We paid the dime, or if you're in a hurry, and all those poor people that didn't and couldn't. And there was nothing for handicap at that time, nothing. So
That's true.
I mean, we've come a long way. I just wanted to
think
say
they
that we've come a
probably
long way.
Still do that in New York in
There-
places.
There are some places that you do have to pay, because I was in Chicago, and I was at the airport. When the airport, it was someplace that I saw the pay toilet thing, and the handicap didn't have to have a pay toilet.
Oh, wow!
Wasn't that nice? Was that nice of them or what?
I think I would take advantage of
So
that.
imagine how quickly I became handicapped.
So
no.
have you paid a lot often to use restroom in your career of traveling and traveling?
No, I was just talking about when I was a kid. I just
Okay.
remember going
Yeah.
into Foley's and going into different stores where you had to pay to go to the bathroom.
I think I only paid once, and I don't know why. It
you're a
sounded like
boy.
it was a hotel somewhere that I wasn't registered
Yeah,
in. They
okay.
had a conference or something. And
And the public
recall.
restroom was, that's so weird.
They're trying to,
What's wrong with us that we did that? It's like the toll booth, I guess they were trying to get enough money through that to pay for the restroom. I don't
Yeah,
know. It was
that's pretty good
very
thinking.
strange to me. But anyway, so what else happened to you? Because I have another story.
Before we leave the airplanes, I wanted to mention one movie that was one of my favorites about airplanes, and then we'll kill the airplanes. Flight of the Phoenix. They're in the desert. They can't. They've crashed, and there's no way out, and so they have to take the plane and make it into take one engine and make it a plane.
The remake or the new one?
The remake or the new one. They're both the same thing. The old one I liked. The with
Oh, sorry.
What's his name? Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart
Jimmy
was my
Stewart.
favorite. But yeah, but that's pretty good. The remake or
good.
the new one.
The remake.
I
or the new one?
almost freaked. I was thinking, what the heck?
Trying to think what it was.
Sydney, I read something today that is. Can I share? It's this is what you call disjointed.
But I want to make sure that you have enough time to do it. Do you have
We've
enough
got a
time
minute.
To do it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because I have a piece of gum. You're not going to get to see what it
Okay.
is, but you're going to have to just close your eyes and chew it and see if you can remember where it came from. Not the gum, but at what time that you remember buying this type of gum.
Okay. By the way, I just ran out of time to tell my thing. Ladies and gentlemen, after these few words, we are going to be back here on the Mark and Cindy Show. Facebook us, people.
Cliffhanger.
Like us, if you will. Later.
Hello, this is Dennis Nelson, inviting you to come with me through the doorway of imagination and into the theater of the mind. The Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour presents a play every Saturday night at 7 p.m. on Lone Star Internet Radio. Be it drama or comedy, thriller or love story, every exciting episode is carefully chosen straight from the golden age of radio and performed live by talented actors, musicians, and sound effects crew. Every sound you hear will be 100% live and homemade. Anything can happen. So join us, please, every Saturday night at 7 p.m. for the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour, right here on Lone Star Internet Radio.
Tri-County Services provides services to children and adults with mental illnesses, substance abuse disorders, and intellectual developmental disabilities in Montgomery, Liberty, and Walker counties. Offices are located in Conroe, Cleveland, Liberty, and Huntsville. Some mental health services offer focus on resilience and recovery. Services and supports for individuals with intellectual development disabilities focus on skill development and independence. Tri-County Services offers 24/7 crisis intervention and evaluation with Crisis Hotline 1-800-659-6994 and their mobile crisis outreach team. Psychiatric crisis treatment is available at Psychiatric Emergency Treatment Center in Conroe. Substance abuse services include treatment for both youth and adults. Substance abuse prevention classes are also provided for younger children and teenagers. Peer support services for veterans are also offered by Tri-County Services. For more information about all programs provided by Tri-County Services, call 936-521-6100 or visit our website at www.tricountyservices.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the
Oh,
Mark and Cindy
Dion.
Show. I give Cindy a nanosecond pause if she doesn't say welcome to the Mark. I just jump right in with
Well,
her.
I'm listening to the song and it's so cool, and
Yeah.
I always hope they get to the line that's the title before I say something to give them at least that. But it
Go
was at
round
the end
and
of the
round.
show.
Okay.
End of the song. Hey, if you missed the Trends Sunday, you missed Mark and his article that is it was so cool, and you can look it up online, right?
Oh, you can, yes.
So you need to look up Mark Hader if you missed it Sunday in the Trends, and read his article about the perfect storm Saturday. And I'm not going to tell you what it's
What
about.
a day, Cindy.
Yeah.
It involved you a bunch. In fact, you're to
Telling
blame
you,
for a lot of it.
I
but
am
that's
to blame
okay.
for most of
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah.
true. So if you want to read that, it's in the Trends. So Mark, go ahead and say what you're going to say, and then
Thank
I'll
you.
give you the gum first.
You know, occasionally you. I've
give
got
you the
to
gum.
earn this.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I'll read something in the paper that just educates the daylights out of me, and I feel I must share. And this came from Hints to Heloise. And so I'm kind of being sarcastic here.
Mm-hmm.
The lady writes in, and I don't know how many times this has been used. Some old lady sitting. I'm sorry, I don't know if they're an old lady. It might be a young man.
Oh, you could
That's
be
exactly
talking
what
about
it is.
me.
Saying, "Hey, I just thought of something. I think I shall share." And it's what you can do with clothespins besides hang clothes up. You know. Oh, you can seal this bag or something. Actually, had it, and she had some things that were you can hang up. Cloth or rags or something on hangers and store them there. I don't remember, but Kay uses them to put blankets over her plants to save them. She somehow or other clothespins them to the limbs
Well,
and all. But there were
there
some
you
things
go.
that, of course, people, it's like a paper clip. It's like a clamp it to stuff. But you don't need to tell me what you're clamping with. You can invent something every minute. Cindy,
That's
I could
right.
clamp this to this dadgum jar here if I wanted to, but they're your glasses and I won't.
Well, in the biz,
Oh yeah,
in the production biz, they use clothespins, but there's to say, hey, hand me some clothespins, just kind of takes away the the mystery and
they got
the
an
magical.
acronym?
So they. We used to call them AK-17s, and
is an
and they would. So everybody, different production companies would have different names for it, but you always knew that's what they were calling for because it sounded so strange. But it was just a joke on the people that they were working for because they didn't want them to think that's what they were paying for were
How
clothespins.
neat.
So
In other words, it means nothing. It's
nothing,
just AK.
nothing. They just
need an AK-17.
come up with something silly
I
to
like
call it.
I'm going to start
So-
making up stuff, okay?
Okay, you can make up
Yeah.
stuff. It's okay. That's all right.
Stole my
Something that's so
Reggie 4 blue dye.
yeah, there you go.
My
See, it
pen
makes it
again.
sound more important.
Yeah.
So was that the only thing you found?
No,
on
there were a
Heloise?
bunch of others, and I actually brought the newspaper with me, but somehow or other, either Cindy stole it or somebody mugged me and
Doesn't
took it.
matter.
I cannot
If you
find
are
it.
the woman in the room, it's going to be your fault.
Yeah,
It's-
pretty much.
Why is that?
And there's a reason for that, but I don't even want to talk about it. But there was a couple of
Yeah,
other
you
things that were marginally useful.
okay, I'm going to ask you before I do this
Okay.
not trick on you, but just
No,
to
no.
find out if you remember this gum. How are the lines coming in your play?
Cindy, one reason my weekend was so horribly busy, I had several things to do. I had a wedding to go to that was at night, but I had to get there at 6:30. It went on, and Kay didn't get home till 11:30. But I had a lot to do. I had to memorize Act 2. There's 2 acts in this play. Act 2 is my biggest, and I'm glad you asked. It's that, and so, oh man, I got so many lines in Act 2. Act 1, not as many. And I'm studying it, and I'm finally almost get it. And I go to rehearsal, and the director says, "Okay, now we're just going to work on Act 1." And there's part euphoria in my mind, and part I want to get up and strangle somebody.
Yeah, sure.
And
But now you got that out of the
okay.
way, though. At least
But
you're
it
halfway
almost
there.
cost me my marriage.
Why?
Well, because Kay was going to go to the store Saturday and take care of a gift she had to get at. Is this interesting, folks? For a shower, stupid stuff. Anyway, and she said, "No, I don't feel like." She didn't go. But Sunday after church, Mark, can we stop and get the shower gift at Target? I don't know how long she was in Target, and I'm thinking I got to get home and study these.
Were you
lines
out in the
again
parking
from
lot
church.
waiting for her?
Well, I was for a
You
while.
could have been studying during
Well,
that
I
time.
didn't bring my script
That
to
script
church
should be with you all
I
the
should have brought it
time.
during Carl's sermon. No, I should not, Carl. I would not do that. But the thing is, it took a long time, and it was one of those things. Target wasn't that crowded, but I stopped right at the intersection of the widest aisles in the store, and I am waiting there in a long time. I was trying to think of inordinate, but that's not right. Anyway, I was sitting there, and she never came by, so I went to the car to get my phone, and the battery was dead, and Dick's going to fix this after I shut
Oh,
up here.
good. That's right.
But
That's
anyway,
right.
that
Good.
was the deal, and so she killed a lot of time, and I didn't say anything, but other than this, I said, Kay, you could have done this yesterday. And that's about as big an argument as we ever get into. And,
That's it?
It's yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
That was terrible.
Oh,
and
brother.
she started snapping. No, she didn't snap at me. She said,
started,
I know. Okay.
But you could have also brought your script and had your script.
I
with you,
could
and
have.
you could have been
And
studying.
that's what I need
it
to
would
do
have been
from
good
now on.
time for you. So don't blame everything on the woman.
I know.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you this gum.
Can I smell it?
No, I want you to close your eyes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you're going to smell it as you. I'm going to open it. I'm opening it up.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to see the color of it or anything.
Oh,
it to-
okay.
okay.
Oh, is it going to turn my tongue black? It is. isn't
No,
it?
it's not. I wouldn't do that to you. Richard would, but I wouldn't. Okay, further down. Okay, you're looking.
No.
Okay, all right. Now,
And I can't smell
take.
it. Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, go
Put it
ahead.
in your mouth. All right. What is that gum?
What's that gum? What's that gum?
This is our new segment. Is it cinnamon or it doesn't have
No,
much? Big
no.
Red?
No. This was real popular in the '60s.
Eucalyptus?
You probably wouldn't order it or buy it because the name of it was Tea-Berry. Tea-Berry, Clark's gum.
Remember the
Remember
name,
Clark's
yeah.
gum, Tea-Berry? But this is the one that I know you would remember. Okay, just keep chewing. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. You know, Clark's had, weren't those squares candy things? They're better than Lifesavers. They came in, they wrapped them up. Clark's, you have a Clark? Was that a Clark?
Clark's gum.
No, it wasn't a gum. It wasn't, ladies and gentlemen. If you can come up with the name of that candy, Cindy will go find you one
This
and buy
gum.
it.
I know you know that gum.
Yes. Wait a minute.
Beeman's. It's just called Beeman's.
And that's
chewing
what
gum.
I'm eating now?
No, that's Tea-Berry. That's Tea-Berry. That's what. Wait, look, Tea-Berry. These were real popular gums in the '60s. I found them at Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. I was going to say that's where
Cracker
you-
Barrel. I told you I was at Cracker Barrel. You should have known. You can have that one.
Can I
They'll
have one?
mix.
Did she tell us she was at Cracker Barrel?
Yes, I did. I
Okay.
took the kids to Cracker Barrel.
Oh.
And- No, I didn't. No, I
You
didn't. I didn't
said
say
the Yellow
Cracker Barrel.
House.
Yeah, I said Yellow House. I'm sorry.
By the way, what did they get at the Yellow House?
Hamburger.
Cool.
They
took the whole neighborhood?
No, it was four
sounded like-
kids. It was 4 kids, and they each got a hamburger, and we split everything. Everything was split, and we cut it in half, and they had to share. They learned to share when they come to my house.
Excuse
Yes.
me my smacking, but it's this.
The gum.
What's the gum again? Tea-Berry. I wanted to ask this
What?
earlier, and it means nothing to anyone else, but
No.
did Sam buy popcorn at the movie?
Yes, but this is terrible. He bought popcorn, and then I said, "Let me go put some butter on it." And you know, I do like a career of putting butter on the corn.
Oh,
People
yeah.
line up behind me, and all. So this thing was full of butter. So we got there, and we sat down, and he said, "Here, I'll hold it." So I said, "Well, put this under it." I put a napkin under it. He about 10 minutes into the thing, he picks up the bag and puts it up, and the light from the movie, you could see the butter dripping from the bottom of it. He got it on his pants. It was terrible. I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry. honey.
No,
shouldn't
you
laugh.
should not.
I should not laugh. But I kind of tried to warn him, but I didn't realize I'd put that much. I stood
no.
there that long and put that much butter. It
Good.
was
Great.
terrible.
What size was it, might I ask?
Small. Because he doesn't eat. He only eats a little bit of it. I'm the one that eats the popcorn. He doesn't eat very much.
Again, I don't. Wow. Okay.
You think he's a cheapskate? He should have bought a big.
No,
thing of
well, no, I
popcorn.
don't think he. I don't
I would've
understand
never
how
left the
anybody
butter.
could get.
Okay.
Do you have the Reels card? I mean, it costs $10, and they give you free a small popcorn and a small drink for the 10. That pays for it because that costs $10. if
Wait
you
a
do.
minute.
And with that, you can upsize everything, and so you can say, "I want a small popcorn." They give you a medium one.
If I get that card that they're always asking, do you have? That'll get me a free popcorn and drink
Yeah.
without buying anything else.
Right. Small popcorn, small drink.
I just walk up there after I buy the ticket. I go up there and I can buy free popcorn drink.
Well, you have to do it the next time, I think. I don't think they take it that first time, but how would they know if you... Oh, the computer tells them. But
okay.
not only that, Cindy, it gives you the 10% off your ticket. Not off, but you accumulate money, 10% each time you buy something. So anyway, I probably have something like $1 million. Folks, this is the most fascinating,
I want to use your
think,
card
show
next
we've
time.
ever
Okay.
had.
All right,
Okay, let me
so-
know. Yeah.
So anyway,
But I never wear pajama bottoms, so you need to wear blue jeans or something, okay?
Okay. No, I don't wear that everywhere. Just to the store, they know me. It's okay. It's all right for me to wear them. You were starting to talk about something that reminded me of Sunday. Oh, yes, that's right. You said Carl. Sunday. And I know we're getting ready to go into the inspirational.
Oh,
moment.
yes. Yes.
But the preacher got up there and he goes, a friend of mine named Bill went in and was having lunch. And there was a guy sitting next to him at the counter.
With a duck.
And he
I'm
started up a conversation with him. And he said, "What do you do?" And he says, "I'm a musician." And so he said, "Oh, really?" And he was dressed kind of weird, so he didn't think he probably was a real successful musician. But anyway, he talked to him, and they had lunch, and he said they had about 3 cups of coffee. He was really having a good conversation. And the guy stood up and he said, Here, the lunch is on me. And he put the money down and bought Bill's
It's Keith
lunch.
Richards, isn't it? Tell me.
So anyway, he asked the waiter, he says, "What was that guy's name?" He says his name was Gordon. And he says, "Oh, Gordon. Okay, well, that was really nice that Gordon was able to buy my lunch and stuff. I didn't think he had much money." He goes, "Do you know who that was?" And he goes, "Gordon." And he goes, "No, that was Sting." And nobody in the audience reacted. He goes, "Wow, I had the same problem in the first service." That's where all the older people go. He says, and no one understood that. So, okay, all right. So what if the guy was talking, had that conversation, and the guy bought him lunch, and he said someone like, and it was Elvis Presley. And nobody, he said, "I still haven't got you. Who am I going to?" So then he said, "Okay, my wife likes this singer, and I don't know, but I'll try this one." So you're having lunch, and the guy buys the dinner, and you find out that it was Bruno Mars. And everybody went, "Ah!" They got a big reaction throughout the church. Bruno Mars. That just shocked me. You know who Bruno Mars is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I know it. And he said, so the first service, he tried Frank Sinatra. He got a reaction out of that. But he said, it's really funny how people, I try to find who I connect with this audience. And to come down to Bruno Mars was really strange. But the whole story was about, do you really know who this person is? Do you know the real background of this person and what this person is?
It's a made-up story.
No. Bill was right. The first story was true. It was
about
just
Sting.
Yeah, about Sting. He was actually having lunch with Sting. But anyway, when we get back, then you get to tell your
Okay, and I'll try to
moment.
tie that into it. I don't know.
I know
if
you
it's possible,
can. I know
but,
you can.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Do you
Mark
know
and
your
Cindy
father?
show. We're coming up in just back in just a bit.
Don't go away.
I'm going to eat my Beaver's gummy.
Do you ever wonder what's going on in the business community? Are you looking for ways to get plugged in? Cassandra Roshan here, Director of Membership Development with the Greater Conroe, Lake Conroe Area Chamber of Commerce, and I would like to invite you to tune in to Chamber Chat. Tune in the first Tuesday of every month at 11 a.m. so you will be in the know for all Chamber happenings for the month. Each month, the Chamber offers 2 free lunch and learn sessions, a networking breakfast, business after hours, membership luncheon, as well as many other special events throughout the year. I will give you a rundown of all programs and events for the month, as well as interview our speakers and hosts of these events. So grab a cup of coffee and tune in to Chamber Chat the first Tuesday of every month at 11 a.m. Chat with you then.
Income tax time is here. If you earned less than $52,000 in 2013, Montgomery County United Way and Entergy, Texas want you to know how to get your taxes prepared absolutely free. Beginning February 1st, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, known as VITA, will provide professionally trained volunteers to prepare your return in a way that is safe, free, and confidential. And they will help you see if you qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit. That could mean up to $6,000 in your pocket and in our community. Montgomery County United Way improves lives of all our residents by mobilizing the caring power of our community. We want all our neighbors to have the opportunity to live healthy lifestyles, have access to education, and to improve your financial independence. This tax season, don't pay hundreds of dollars to have your taxes done. Locate a VITA site in Montgomery County by logging on to mcuw.org or find a site near where you live or work by calling 211. And please remember, give, advocate, and volunteer. Together, that is how we improve lives and live united.
back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mark and Cindy show.
I'm sorry, I'm not finishing.
When we left, there was a conversation in which Sting was brought up, the singer, and it was something about, do you know who you're eating with?
Well, it's just like sometimes you may be eating with someone or talking to someone. You really don't know all their background. You don't really know all about them. And he was talking about learning about God. And you talk to your father, but do you know your father? Have you read all the things that he's done, he said, and the letters that he's written? And that's, he referred to a little girl that had lost her father, and then they found letters from her father, and she read them over and over again, and she got to know who he was. She knew he was her father. She knew that, but about him, his background and all that. And so it was a very cool way and poignant way to bring up that. So I didn't know if that would fit in at all what you were talking about. Are you talking about
No, but
air balloons
it
or
fits
something?
into last night, this play, Inherit the Wind we're doing, and there's actors there. There's this old gentleman. I say old gentleman, Cindy, he's probably my age, but he plays the mayor. And we had time, and I said, hey, Will, what's your background? You retired from something? And he said, yes. He was a lawyer, and he said at once I was the city attorney for Miami. Wow. And he went on to say what all he done as a lawyer. And there he is.
See, that's
there
it. That's
playing the
exactly
mayor.
the same thing we're talking about.
It's unbelievable.
He's a different person now.
Yeah. Anyway, but what I had to teach, I didn't have to, Cindy. I volunteered to teach Sunday school for one of the adult classes. There's only like 18 of them. I don't know how many there are. But I tried to make this point. We're in the Word, the book, 32 chapter book. It condenses the Bible down into several stories. It encapsulates it. And we're right now on Christ and all. So I was thinking of something that I mentioned in the lesson, and I wanted to share it with our listeners here. And it has to do with something that I have had trouble grasping. Of all the many things I have trouble grasping, it has to do with the line when Christ said in Matthew 18:3, truly I say, this is Jesus speaking, truly I say to you, unless you are converted and become like children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. I have mentioned that before, and I think, Mark, you got to be a child. Okay, what are children like? Well, children are selfish. They can be very mean. They poop their pants. And let's face it, they're of very little use. Do you need a 2-year-old? No, I don't need a 2-year-old. And God and Jesus is saying, unless you be like one of these, you don't inherit the kingdom of heaven. And I started thinking, what the daylights? And I realized that a child, let's face it, Jesus is trying to say, unless you can have the humility of a child doesn't have humility, but unless you can realize I am a child with respect to Christ. Does he need me? No. Whoa, if Mark doesn't do this, I can't, nothing will happen. No. Can he use, well, he can use me, but he didn't make me. Oh, I can use Mark so he can do this and that. Oh, Mark, you disappointed me. You can't do it. No, he doesn't have to use me. He doesn't need me at all. But here's the story, and here's the point, and if I can just keep this in my mind, he values me. Mark, I don't need you. The mother doesn't need a 2-year-old, but don't stand between that mother and her 2-year-old.
Amen,
and be
brother.
mean.
That's
right.
right.
Like God. You don't, if you're hiking in the mountains and you see this baby cub bear, don't pick it up. You need to flee because the mother bear, if she is still alive, will tear you to pieces.
That's right.
That's God when he looks down at us, at his children. It's the same way. I'm proud. I made you for a reason, and that reason is not so, wow, you can fight through life and do all this. No, I enjoy the moments with you, and I want to spend eternity. I want you to spend eternity with me in heaven. And right now, I can use you when you have this realization that I'm nothing. Christ said, you're nothing without me. I'm the vine, you're the branch, and you can do nothing without me. It sounds very egotistical, but it's true. And unless I can remember that, anything I do that is without my thought or my hope in God, in Christ, is not going to merit anything of any lasting value. This is a spiritual sense that I I no use pounding on my chest. Whatever I've got came from God, and He made it. And anything I do is through His blessing.
That's right.
I've got it because He values me. He values you. I go around, and Cindy realizes this. I get down on myself a lot. A lot of it's probably what you call your false humility and all. But I don't sense any goodness. But whenever God in Scripture tells you that you're holy and beloved, and I want to end this little discussion here. Cindy, you can take up right after 3 minutes. Now, it won't take me that long to read this, but listen to this. It's in the book of Jude, and Jude was, oddly enough, written by a guy by the name of Judas, and they called him Jude because nobody wanted to be called in the Bible, have a book called Judas in there.
Right.
And he was named, by the way, after a lot of people were named Judas after Judas Maccabee, who was one of the leaders in the revolution against the Syrians. Forget
Maccabee.
that. Here's the verse. Jude 24. It's one of my favorite verses in the Bible. Now to Him who is able to keep you from stumbling and to make you stand in the presence of His glory, blameless with great joy. Not only Jesus, and I've mentioned this before, not only is Jesus able to present us to His Father, blameless, this guy here, and I'll be said, I won't discount that, but in my mind, you've got to be kidding. No,
Yeah.
He's looking at me through Christ, and with joy, Jesus is saying, this is Mark, this is Wanda out there, this is whoever, and to think that He would be that happy, that gives me much humility to realize that, wow, I don't deserve this love. I don't get this love. I don't understand it, but I'm going to accept it. That will allow me to it helps me to say, now I want to be of use to God because of all of this. Not because, wow, He needs me, but it finds favor. He looks down at his kid. That's my child down there who just did that.
That's right.
That's
And I think eyes with love, when you look at somebody's, filtered with love, that you see past anything that they've done bad or they're being bad, that you can see them, and you see them through the eyes of God, and we do need Jesus for that, for sure. But I think children, I think He wants them there too, because they're so forgiving. Every day's a new day.
Yeah.
Every day's a new day with them, and they forget all the things that you said mean to them. So we have to be like a little child and be forgiving and loving like that. You have been listening to the Mark and Cindy Show on Internet Radio, and we do have a Facebook that you can come on, like, and tell us whatever you want to tell us. And you can listen to us on SoundCloud after 12 o'clock, and we do have archives. So go to the Mark and Cindy Show.
You come downtown to the radio station and
see
look
our
at
banner.
our new banner.
Yeah, we got a new banner. So you have a great day. Remember that God loves you and God's got this.
I'm going to eat my gum, my Beeman's gum.
Hey everyone, this is Tina, your host from Retro Saturdays. I wanted to invite you to visit the Lone Star Studios here in downtown Conroe, Texas. We're all volunteers here, and we need your help in serving the Montgomery County area. Radio media is a fun field to be in. Lone Star Internet Radio serves Montgomery County with news, current events, local programming, and of course, music. If you are interested in volunteering and sharing your talents in media, go to irlonestar.com and let us hear from you. Lone Star Internet Radio, serving Montgomery County from the heart of downtown Conroe.